What's up, everybody? My name is Key Air, and you are watching the important things that really matter. Today, we're going to be talking about, ladies, your husband is your retirement plan. Ladies, your husband is your retirement plan. So, before we get into it, would you please like? Would you please share? Would you please subscribe? Would you please hit the notification bell? And we're going to get into it. Very extremely important information I'm about to talk about today. Ladies, women, your husband is your retirement plan. This is going to probably get real deep. For those of you ladies who's always talking all them years about, I don't need a man, I'm independent. Well, how you independent? You getting Section 8. How you independent? You getting food stamps. How you independent when you get all these different programs, when you're getting all these different programs offered by the husband? That doesn't mean, I think some people don't understand what the definition of independent and dependent is. I think you need to go look in the dictionary and find out what the definition of dependent and independent means, okay? When you're getting all these different perks from the government, that means you're dependent, not independent, okay? All right. So anyway, so what's going to happen with a lot of these people, a lot of these government programs are going to be cut. They're going to be cut. They're already being cut. I know my grandmother called me one day and told me my grandmother was like my mother when she was alive. Called me, oh yeah, they cut my food stamps. I'm like, oh yeah, grandma. It's like, yeah, well, that was her letting me know you're gonna have to start contributing more. You gotta start contributing more. You gotta give me some more money because they cut my food stamps, grandson. And my grandmother was like my mama, so they're like, okay, grandmama, I got you covered. I take care of you. I look after you. She's like, okay, so that was just to let me know. I'll be expecting some extra cash from you. Extra cash, I'll be expecting. I'm like, okay, grandma, I got you covered. And so, but anyway, they're already cutting a lot of government programs. So I'm telling you right now, your husband is your retirement plan, was your retirement plan, because a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of women don't tell you that. They want you to go out there and have fun. Girl, have fun. Well, while you having fun, you're burning up all your 20s, which is the prime time, the opportune time for you to look for a husband. You should have been preparing yourself in your teens to be a good wife and a good mother. But if nobody tells you that, you don't know. So now you got older ladies telling you this, because I hear them. Older ladies tell you, girl, have fun. Girl, have fun. Why you getting married? You too young to get married. Have fun. Yeah, they keep telling you this stuff. They keep brainwashing you, putting this stuff in your head, Brainwashing you, put all the stuff in your head, telling you that you're too young to get married in your 20s, when your 20s are the most opportune time, the most optimized time for you to be married. Because that's the most opportune time, the most optimized time for women's bodies to have children. There was a female doctor that went on one of the talk shows, and fair use. This female doctor was telling ladies, you got from 18 to about 27 to have children. You have from 18 to 27 to have children. Once you get to 27, your body starts going downhill in terms of fertility rates and being able to have children. This is a female doctor telling women this. They even had on this particular talk show, they had a woman who was about 30 years old. A lady who was 30 years old. She couldn't have any children at 30. She could not have children at 30. I even ran into a woman that I was seeing for a while. She couldn't have no children. And a lot of that is due to, if you sit up and you listen to ladies, they're telling you too young to get married, you ought to go out there and have fun, and they want you, yeah, but that basically means you go out here and you build up your body count. The more people you have, you're screwing around with, the more fun you're gonna have. No, what is gonna happen is the more STDs you're gonna get, the more abortions that you may get. Now, all these many things. And depending on how many abortions you may have had, and depending on how many STDs you done got, you might be 30 years old and can't have no kids. Did you hear what I said? You might be 30 years old and have no kids, and you simply listen to an older woman telling you, oh yeah, just go ahead and have fun in your 20s. They want you to burn all your 20s out, burn your 30s out, then when you do finally decide you want to get married, well, you done been through so many different people, you can't even bond with a man because you've been with too many. I mean, it's, your husband is your retirement plan. But you're supposed to be getting your husband when you're in your 20s. That's the most opportune time to have a child. From 18 to 27, this is what the female doctor was saying. Trust me, there was a woman on there, she was 30 years old, couldn't have no kids. I ran into a woman that was having difficulty having kids. Matter of fact, I ran into one recently. She was a very nice looking woman. She was having difficulty. I think she was having difficulty also too, having children too, because of the way she answered the we got on the subject one day. And I told her, I was like, yeah, the woman that was having problems, I said, I looked at a picture of her when she was up at of the woman I used to see. I looked at a picture of her, and she was had a picture of her. The picture which I seen, her girlfriend was in the picture in a negligee, and you can see one or two football players in the background. So I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Now I see why you probably having some problems. But you up there at the university screwing around with everybody. So all that goes into play as to whether you're gonna have problems having children in the future. The more STDs, the more abortions, and just screwing around with different people with all these different, you're gonna have a whole lot more problems. I'm telling you, I ran into a woman that was having all types of difficulty having children, and she wasn't that old. I mean, she was about 30, 35. I had a friend of mine, she was 37. She was having a whole lot of problems having children at 37. Now, I don't think she really was out there, but just the older you get. And at 35 years old, many medical institutions will tell you that at 35 years old, that you are considered a high-risk pregnancy. And then, so your husband is your retirement plan. The 20s are the years that you should be getting married. But older women don't want to tell you this. They want to tell you go out there and have fun like they have fun. Burn through your 20s. And then when you finally settle down, when you're about 40 or in your 40s, you decide, I want to settle down now. Oh, the men are gone. The men that wanted you and wanted to be married to, and you didn't want them because you were too young to get married. You were too young to settle down, according to the older ladies. So the guys that wanted to marry you, oh no, I'm too young. I need to build my body count up like the other ladies. Build your body count up. Your husband is your retirement plan, and you're supposed to be trying to get your husband in your 20s. That is the optimized time for a woman's body to have children. When that woman starts getting in her 30s and her 40s, a man may have to spend $100,000 or $200,000 to get his wife pregnant for infertility, for fertility medications and stuff. $100,000 to $100,000. Excuse me, $100,000 to maybe $200,000. Ain't no man want to sit up here and spend $100,000 or $200,000 to get his wife pregnant because she's older. When he can get a woman in her 20s that get pregnant like that, because that's when you're supposed to have children, supposed to build up things. So there are women that are out there that had husbands, but got rid of their husbands for just dumb reasons. Some women got rid of their husbands because they just want to run the street and be out there with their girlfriends. Many women dumped their husbands because they just wanted to be out the street with their girlfriends and have fun and build up their body count. I know at least 3 different examples where that happened. Where the wife came home, told the husband, I don't want to be married no more. He's like, what do you mean you don't want to be married no more? We got kids. What are you talking about? I don't want to be married no more. I want to have fun with my girlfriends. And they went out there, left the family, destroyed the husband. I know at least 3 different examples where that happened. And one of the examples where that happened, where the wife came home and told the husband, I don't want to be married no more. She got out there and started running the street. She got with a guy to start beating on her. And then later on, asked the husband, can she come back? Well, number one, she lost her retirement plan, which was her husband, now and in the future too. Because now she can't even come back. Now she out there with the guy that was beating on her. I don't advocate violence in the least bit. I do not advocate violence. But if you got a husband, you got a good man, you don't sit up here and lead your husband just because you just want to run the street. And I myself know at least 3 different examples where that has taken place in the past. By women who just wanted to be out there, going to destroy their family, destroy their husband, just because they want to be in the street. Well, also too, in dumping your husband for no particular reason, you destroyed your retirement plan now and in the future. There's a lot of women that's being evicted right now. There are a lot of women being evicted from their homes, from their apartments. There was an attorney that was talking about that there was a particular attorney, fair use, that was looking to hire attorneys in 3 different states. Because the eviction rates are going to be so high, he needs to hire attorneys for 3 different states because the eviction rates are so high. Now, most of those ladies, if they hadn't ran through their 20s and they had gotten married, they would have another income coming in from the husband, okay? They would have another income coming in. Remember how I said before, your husband is your retirement plan? Well, if you had not listened to some of the older women and didn't run the street and burn up all your 20s, and you went ahead and you got married in your 20s, your retirement plan is going to be activated now when they're kicking everybody out, because now you got another income coming in, okay? And you're protecting your retirement plan for the future. So your retirement plan, which is your husband, is protecting you now, in most cases, from being evicted, and going to protect you in the future when you become an old woman. Now what has happened is you have a lot of older ladies that burn through their 20s and burn through their 30s. They're not married. And now they're on their own by themselves to deal with retirement in the future. They have no retirement plan because they burn through their 20s and they burn through their 30s. I'm telling you ladies right now, don't burn through your 20s out there being in the street. A lot of those ladies that are older now that were at the Freaknik and stuff, they don't have no retirement plan. A lot of them are going to be evicted. A lot of them are going to be in tent cities. A lot of them, what's going to end up happening is a lot of these older women that chose not to, that had men that wanted to marry them, and they just told them, oh no, I'm not getting married, I'm too young. If they had sat up here and married those men, they would have a retirement plan in place right now that probably would have prevented them from being evicted, and a retirement plan for the future. Because the man says, okay, I got to take care of my wife, I got to take care of my kids, so if I got to go work another job, that man going to go out and get another job. He might have to go get 2 jobs. You follow what I'm saying? The pressure will be on him, but because you got your retirement plan in place. But if you're not married, you don't have no retirement plan now nor in the future. So now the pressure's on you. You have to go get a 2nd job or a 3rd job. And a friend of mine was telling me that down in one of the states, I had a talk with a female friend of mine. She said and told me she went down to a particular southern state. She said she ain't never seen so many black women prostituting. I'm like, what? She said she had never seen so many black women on the street prostituting. I'm like, wow, are you serious? She said, yeah, I had never seen that many people out there doing that. And I'm like, oh, brother. A lot of people, all they have to go do is go get a 2nd job or even get a 3rd job. You may have to get a 2nd job. You may have to get a 3rd job to try to make it. So don't listen to all that crap about, oh, you too young to get married, because you're missing out on your retirement plan now, and your husband is your retirement plan for your future too. Like I said before, a lot of ladies that's being evicted right now, if they had sat up here and got married in their 20s, they would not be concerned or worried about being evicted because they got their husband right there. They probably would have 2 incomes to prevent them from being evicted. You follow what I'm saying? But if you don't have the husband in place and you thought you were too young to get married, you don't have no protection. So anyway, I'm trying to tell you, if a guy sits up and says, I want to marry you, first of all, go through my series, Women That Picked the Wrong Men. You better go through all my series of Women That Picked the Wrong Men. So once you go through that whole series of ladies that picked the wrong, women that picked the wrong men, you kind of know what to look for, how to pick the right men. Because too many ladies are sitting up here picking the wrong men. You don't want to marry no Pookie and Ray Ray. You don't want to get pregnant by no Pookie and Ray Ray. Even if he's got a halfway decent job, you still don't want to be bothered with him. If the man's got child support, even on 1 child coming out, he ain't gonna have no money.